now. And well, yeah, as I said, the first map is going to be Palisade Arena. Let's turn off the chat so that we don't get any kind of spoilers, but look in how actually this is going to be a 5-minute spectator delay. There are probably not going to be all that many spoilers. I just hope that the host remembers that he needs to stay into the game even the 5 minutes after they finish so that we are not cut out. But well, in the meantime, at the very start, let's have a look around. We are having a pause for probably players to actually get the ground under their feet, and we are having a time to look at the civilizations, which are, for follow your mind, Aztec. CZ Skull is Spanish, whereas Yannick is Mayan, and we see a bit of a difference in here, actually quite a lot of it, as Miguel Zin is playing Mayans, which is only the only same civilizations with CZ, whereas Ryut, aka Safarao, is taking Mongols, and Alucard Guts is playing Huns. Alright, so this almost tells me that actually CZs are trying to play this more like Arena, whereas LoS are more expecting like Arabia style play, because taking Mongols and Huns, yeah, this is pretty much an Arabia lineup, Mayans, Mongol, Huns, whereas, well, for CZs, yeah, they will be probably attempting to boom. So let's see what this is going to develop into. I would be kind of guessing that possibly CZs will be trying to double wall themselves in with stone walls in the feudal, or maybe just double palisade wall so that they can boom a bit more safely, whereas, of course, LOS will be attempting to breach the walls as soon as possible. So let's have a look around the bases. Since we are on Arena, it doesn't really matter all that much with the Fog of War, and well, this is kind of useless, obviously, at the very top, whereas at the bottom, you already see the first boar, and the second boar is just outside with extra hands, so I'm kind of expecting that this kind of palisade wall, this water, will be taken down reasonably soon, and oh well, it seems like it actually will be restoring. Okay, so that was a bit of a problem in here, and yep, we will be in game soon enough, and not exactly sure if they are just going to be replaying or restoring, but well, seems like that we will be restoring yet again. I would kind of like to actually finish with the game itself so that we don't miss anything in the replay for YouTube and whatnot. So I'm just going to ask, my boar's gone, and one boar. Ah, yeah, that is. Oh, he was actually stolen the boar. Oh well, that's pretty nice. And that's definitely something that we would be wanting to see in here. Oh, the delay, we are I'm just messaging right now then that we will be still seeing a bit what's going to happen in here, so as we really want to see in full what's going to happen, and well, this is pretty nicely played by Yannick by stealing the board from Alucard Guts, and that's a pretty big problem, and let's see if this is going to result into restart, if CZs are going to be kind or whatnot, because this is not really a reason to restart, as obviously, yes, RTS League is not all about that, because we are a long-standing league, which means that basically all those situations kind of even up over the course of the season, just due to simple statistics like that. So let's see, when this ends, we should be reasonably soon actually finishing with the game. When it actually goes into the restore, but well, it's still some minutes off, and this is a bit of a problem when you have long spectator delay, because usually when this happens, yeah, you have to be careful when you actually go out of the game and when you are returning to it. Yeah, just everybody messaging me that they are in RAM. And yeah, right now it seems like that they are paused, and this will be pretty much it. Okay, so let's head into the achievements for a real quick look, and we will be just going out of the game and for the restart, or if it's going to be a restore. And here we go, we continue with game number 1 on Palisade Arena. Let's turn off the Fog of War yet again. You can see that Follow Your Mind is already paying attention to his own board, basically just camping his Eagle Warrior. right next to it so that he is sure it isn't stolen anywhere soon. And I kinda thinking, yeah, just now, leaving the door open for the villager to actually get it back into his own base, because I kinda think that he's fully expecting what is going to be happening at the bottom. So yeah, this is a successful lure of the boar from his opponent inside his own base. You can see that he's still having the third one at the very bottom, and yeah, this is going to be quite helpful for him in the very early stage of the game. Otherwise, he's having a very nice gate right onto his opponent, so that's definitely going to help. Not all that ideal for Alucard Guts, but I wouldn't really be saying that it's anything bad. Shouldn't really be deciding the game all that much. And otherwise, let's have a look a bit around before players decide what they are going to do with the map. Kinda interesting behind the walls in here. That's probably going to be coming down very soon, as he has some kind of extra space to potentially expand his base, and of course it's very important as he has safe gold and also reasonably safe stone, so I would be guessing that Alucard Guts will be reasonably happy about this map. As a Han, he won't be the one that should be slinging. Especially Miguel's in the pocket, well, it's not really all that bad, as Mayan could be definitely very usefully slinging into the Mongol. I would be guessing that he will be slinging into Ryut as Mongol on the right, and that will be quite interesting fight between Aztecs and Mongols. And yeah, let's see who is going to be better and who is going to apply better strategy in this game. Very nice luring, of course, by Miguelzin of the deer, as he is trying to make sure that he doesn't waste any kind of unnecessary wood on the mills and whatnot, as he already has one, but well, he also needs to be careful about his opponent's skull, who was already trying to make sure that he goes through. Nicely played right now by Eagle Warrior, because yeah, it almost seems like this deer is actually very intent on going back, and he just is making sure to stay inside, basically to disrupt the animation of this deer, and yeah, trying to make sure that he can lure it inside. Nicely played, even around the gold. That's really quite nicely played, and you don't really see this micro all that often, and he's making all he can, or rather doing all he can, so that he has as optimal start as possible. This very important game number 1 opener of the grand finals. Otherwise, the base of Safaro seems to be reasonably okay, also safe gold at the very back, trying to lure some of the deer inside as well, not having luck with the right one, so moving with the left plan, and otherwise, well, this could have been a bit safer, but not bad. But those mines are going to be a bit problematic, because there's quite a lot of room between him and his Miguelzin, and this will be a bit harder for them to wall, as really, this is a very long wall if they somehow want to protect all this room in here, which they definitely should, because of course, the trade later on. So advances into Feudal Age for all 6 players at reasonably same times. Safara will be the first one with also dropping barracks. So I wouldn't be really expecting any kind of drush or whatnot, as it's kind of too late for this. So it seems like that all 3 players from both teams are going to be, well, booming into the Castle Age, basically like normal arena. So let's see. That will finish. A bit of a problem potentially for Follow Your Mind, as he is having very forward gold, and this is of course going to be unsafe. Look at how he's Aztec. He will be quite dependent on it in the early stage, and it might be quite open to some kind of ambush by his opponent, especially by the Mayan, Miguelzin, and potentially even cavalry archers from Alucard Guts. I'm not exactly sure how LoS are going to react to this. I wouldn't be expecting all that much action from Safaro. He will be probably just booming and trying to achieve some faster Imperial Age, but well, we'll see. It may be the pocket will go for some Plut archers, which would definitely help in disrupting Blue's play. Otherwise, he's having not really all that cool base. A lot of room at the back, that's not really bad, that usually helps you. Stone is reasonably okay, I would be guessing, but yet again, quite a big problem, as there is a lot of room between him and his ally skull on the left, and it's going to be very hard for them to wall and protect this stone with this gold, which is of course going to be crucial for the next progress of the game. The next player to have a look at, for example, is going to be Skull, also forward gold, and actually double forward gold. That's all that much more problem, because he doesn't have anything safe at the very back. Just a lot of wood, of course, and some stone, so he might be forced into some kind of protective falling a bit forward outside of his base, and that might be a bit of a problem for him. But looking how he's Spanish, he's probably going to be dropping castle very soon. I would be guessing exactly between the golds to protect both of them, and yep, he will be raiding with conquistadors very soon. On the right side, you can see that Safaro is right now going to be a bit, well, I was going to say disrupted, but there's actually nothing to disrupt, so he's just going to be discovered by his opponents. And well, you can see that he's already jumping into castle, which is very fast, even a bit faster than Yannick. And well, these 2 guys will be the first one into the next age. Skull is going for coinage. That's also very important to notice right now. So that means that he might be actually slowing, or rather slinging into, I would be guessing into Yannick. Yannick will be playing Mayans, and that's going to be quite interesting for him to see. He did have a pretty good start with the stolen bar, and it seems like that they actually want to capitalize on that. Going for a lot of stone. So it almost seems like that you might be even seeing some offensive castle drop on the green player. My guy go Plumes, yeah, exactly, very nice reading of the game, and well, this is exactly what is going to happen with such big stone gathering from him. Castle Ages for all the rest, Alucard gets Follow Your Might and Miguel's as well. So the last one to actually advance into castle will be of course Skull, who will be slinging, and it almost seems like that I didn't notice any kind of coinage for Miguel's, and he's still going for quite some upgrades into his economy, and it really seems like that he will be going for pretty much the standard play for Mayans, and yeah, that's going to be Plumed Archers as well. Okay, Alucard's right now asking his red teammate if he actually will be sending him some Eagle Warriors, which will definitely be needed, and you can already see that Alucard is prepared to go for archers, and he might be switching into crossbowmen or cavalry archers, but I would be guessing crossbowmen because, of course, it's not going to be all that much extra maneuvering ability for him to do in the early stage because of the boss. Yellow is already moving forward, so he seems to be going with the villages already into dropping a castle bounty is actually a pretty good idea, because he would be covering both the stone and both the gold, and yeah, he might be in a pretty good position to go for it. A bit of a problem for him, as he is, yeah, right now discovering that Alucard is exactly at the right placement, and well, this is nicely played from green, as he knew what is going to come, and he is slightly slowing his opponent, which might be exactly what it takes to successfully defend. So Scout is gone, but he did take at least one of the archers with him, which is also very powerful. And well, you can see that Mikkelsen is already moving in with his Eagle Warrior Scout and will be potentially sending some extras. So far he is not preparing though. Whereas on the right side we see everybody having a market, and yeah, already second row of walls, and well, it almost seems like he's expecting a pretty strong attack, and I wouldn't be really surprised by that, because you can already see that Follow Your Mind is dropping Monastery together with Siege Workshop, and this is going to be pretty much a standard play from the Aztec. Very nice scouting, or rather patrolling by Safaro, aka Ryut, who is trying to make sure that he knows exactly when the attack is coming in, and of course due to the Palisade it's going to be very easy for the blue player to go faster into his opponent's base just as well. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see indeed. Castle on the left of course finished. This was very nice a bit earlier, as he basically told Yannick that he should be expecting the green guy, and well, as you can see, Alucard actually is switching into cavalry archers from normal archers, which is slightly surprising to me, but it will of course allow him quite nice maneuverability, and he should be quite easily able to outmicro the plumed archers from Yannick. I can see Archer already that due to Wolfie in here. That seems like a green Archer, and well, you can see Skull just now finishing with yet another row of walls. It's going to be a third already, and he's just trying to make sure that he is protected as much as he can for his slinging into his allies. So yeah, you can already see on the right side Safara being breached with town center being built as a protection for the gold, which is definitely needed. And let's see how Safara is going to respond to this. Let's switch into him. And he's building Scout Cavalry, which is of course a pretty good idea, as he will be facing just some monks and mangonels, which means that scouts are a good idea because of their resistance to conversion. Imperial Age for Yannick, so he's definitely going for it very strongly. Let's check the sling from Skull. 2000 resources already, whereas LoS are actually hoping that they can build this or rather win this just by themselves, and you can already see that Mikkelsen is basically going for the same strategy as his opponent Yannick, but well, he is not having the advantage of sling, so he's going to be a bit slower than him. That's going to be a bit of a gold wasted, it seems, as Red definitely is going to be ready for this, but well, he might not just find him in time. So let's switch into the left, where we already see that Yellow is trying to put pressure on Alucard, and he might be just successful with that. There is a bit of an army of cavalry archers from green already prepared, but they really shouldn't be all that strong, and you can see in the chat already that they are already recognizing that there's a sling going on, and yeah, it's a pretty strong one. Goodbye Wolfie, and that's going to be an offensive castle drop. Let's switch into Yannick. He already has dropping the castle right now, and well, it's kind of interestingly placed. I would be guessing a bit closer to the wall would be slightly more advantageous, but he's just probably trying to actually make sure that he isn't in range of those cavalry archers behind the wall, as that would be a bit problematic and potentially would cost him some villagers in there. So green moving just absolutely everywhere, just not in the battlefield, as he's just trying to make sure that he is protecting his allies or just doesn't lose any units needlessly. And he's a bit of a problem as he doesn't have any wall or other gate on the right side, which would basically facilitate communication between him and the red player. And well, yeah, he will have to be a bit more careful in there. So the castle seems to be finishing. Green is not doing anything substantial about that, whereas on the right side, blue is already through the gates and will be attempting to go a bit forward very soon. And Miguel's just asking if he castled in on him. Yeah, he's going to be... Ah! Alucard is actually thinking that he hasn't. Oh well, but he did. He did. And yeah, you're going to be late with your cavalry archers and they are just dropping like flies to the castle. And now he did. Yeah, that was a bit earlier. And this is basically telling Miguelzin that he should be switching to the left as soon as possible. Already damage to his economy is being done, so that's very important for CZ. Whereas the red player who was trying to raid a bit on CZ Skull, which is of course not going to be successful with already fourth row of walls coming up, yeah, he will be forced to switch somewhere else and potentially help either Riot on the right side, who will definitely need a lot of help in here, or on the left to his green ally. So this seems like a pretty strong push from CZ, as it seems like they have chosen the better strategy, as really LoS doesn't seem ready for this. We see just some light cavalry already not scout. But this is definitely not going to be enough, especially with this very nice combo of quite a lot of spearmen. It will be a very nice protection for both the mangonels and also the monks, basically giving them extra time to convert even the light cavalry. Down center at the bottom being dropped, trying to basically protect his economy, but he might be a bit of a problem as he might not have actually anything to protect, and he definitely needs to rely on the red help. And well, this might be strong enough, as really this is an army that's going to be hard to actually fight against the combination of light cavalry with plumed archers. In the meantime, let's switch into the left, where Yannick is already in the Imperial Age, of course, having trebuchets inside opponent's base, and yeah, right now he will be killing even mangonels that his green opponent is trying to push forward from there. Nice shot, but unfortunately that's not going to be enough. Still quite a lot of hit points on Yannick, whereas first down center is already down, and there's so far not any kind of help. As Miguelzin is just helping on the right, trying to... I was just going to say that he's helping on the right, but he actually isn't. And it seems like that Miguelzin is just standing in the middle, not exactly sure where he should be helping first. Well, on the left, it's kind of a lost game, just to be sure. Just you can see that yellow is trying to kill as many villagers as possible, and he's already stealing stone from him. So that's a very nicely played right here. And yeah, this was exactly what I was talking about a bit earlier. Not having any kind of gate in here, and quite tough running with the villagers from his base into reds. Now running with just 3 villies, whereas on the right, yeah, Riot is under pretty heavy attack as well, but he still isn't dead. He's right now at least trying to prepare the TC as much as he can, and I'm kinda curious why at least blue isn't trying to convert the villagers, as that will be something to stop the repairs from coming up. And maybe even force Ryu's hands into some kind of offensive that he definitely doesn't want to take. Tables being built by Safaro, even with Fortune, with Imperial Age coming in from Miguelzin, but it might be a bit too late from Miguelzin, as obviously green is already pretty much toast. Yeah, he's going to lose all of these villages in here, but let's not be actually hasty. There are 2 mangonels. Not anything guarding the trebuchets, so trebuchets should be coming down with a few archers from yellow, and it seems like that yellow is not really all that interested in finishing Alucard, but he should be, because if he can kill him, you could see that green actually retreated with just 3 villagers. He will be in a pretty good position to basically decide the game right there. So he needs to be a bit more careful. Very nice repair of the mangonel as well. So Alucard is definitely not giving up, still fighting in here, whereas on the right though, well, yeah, this advance is pretty strong and just basically waiting for some large battle to happen, and we'll see. If Riot can somehow outmaneuver his opponent, it's going to be very hard because the amount of monks is pretty strong, or rather pretty big, and really with a nice combination with the spearmen, or rather already pikemen, that's going to be all that easier for the blue player, follow your mind, to deal with this nuisance. Nicely played so far. Whereas in the middle, Red is right now under attack himself. He's already having 2 castles, so that's not all that bad with some mangonels, but look at how he's just now going into Imperial Age, whereas Yannick is already there with pretty nice upgrades into Elite Plumes. You can see all the upgrades in here in the armor and also the attack and range. He's in a pretty good spot and should be killing all those castles very easily, which would in turn mean that Miguelzin will be out of any buildings to make military off, as he is not prepared for Eagle Warriors and it wouldn't really help him all that much. At this stage I would be guessing. So yet another siege workshop right on Red's doorstep, and he's attempting to actually breach through, as he's hoping that he can kill some villagers. Repairing the castle, and well, he needs to be careful as he might be seeing some pretty good shots from the mangonels. Let's see if actually Miguelzin manages to trap the yellow player. Let's see in here. Let's see. Well, he seems to be doing a pretty good job, and really, Miguelzin is just trying to take this a bit more carefully, but and Miguelzin just now saying that he yeah, should have actually communicated a bit better, but it seems like that Red is pretty much toast and he's just going to be reduced to some pretty good shots on those plumed archers. So he is down to 57 villagers, which is not all that bad, but we already see the GGB goal. As on the right side, yeah, there was just an inevitable tide, not able to be stopped by LoS, and well, not even Ryut could actually stop what was coming on him, and that was very nicely played, slung Aztec by Follow Your Mind. So nicely played on the right, on the left as well, even though you can see that Alucard was getting his feet under him in just a matter of minutes, or last minutes in there, but it wasn't enough. So nicely played, and nice strategy choice by CZs on this Palisade Arena. So they are leading 1-0. Let's check the post game. With Yannick having absolutely most of everything, as he was pretty strongly slung. You can see actually that Follow Your Mind wasn't all that much slung, just 91 resources, whereas everything went into Yannick, so it seems like that actually Follow Your Mind basically outplayed the Ryut right off. That's a pretty good job right there, and definitely something to bolster the spirit of the Czech clan. Not interesting stuff in here. Very strong economy from LoS, but it seems like they slightly overdid it and weren't prepared for the attack in here. GG.